Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I miss you, I love you, and thank you for sticking with me. I tried to film this video on my super nice HD camera, but it kept deleting my videos, so sorry it's on my Mac again until I get that figured out. But anyway, this is one of the most important videos that I think I've made up to date, so I really wanted to share it with you and maybe help some people who had similar struggles as me. So, quick synopsis, I was following an 80-10-10 / raw till 4 diet for about 2.5 years, and I ran into some serious problems with my blood tests. And I stopped following those diets and started doing my own vegan thing starting June, July. And I got my blood taken last week, and the results are in. So let's get into it and discuss why I've experienced some changes in my blood. So to give you a little background, in January 2012, I went vegan and I started following the 80-10-10 diet and with periods of raw till 4 diet. So an 80-10-10 diet is a raw vegan diet that's primarily fruit-based. So 80% of your calories come from carbs, 10% comes from fat, and 10% comes from protein. So what that would look like is fruit for breakfast, fruit for lunch, and maybe fruit and a big green salad for dinner. Raw till 4 is similar because you have fruit for breakfast and fruit for lunch, but for dinner you're also allowed to have starches like rice, potatoes, gluten-free pasta, things like that. Raw till 4 also comes as a package deal with some calorie requirements, so females are encouraged to eat 2,500 plus calories a day, and men are encouraged to eat 3,000 plus calories a day. So regardless of whether I was following 80-10-10 or raw till 4, I was always following those calorie requirements, the 2,500 plus calories, except for maybe like there was 1.5 months in there that I was consulting with Doug Graham, so I was eating actually under 2,000 calories a day, but that was like a very brief moment. So anyhow, throughout the first 2 years, I experienced some problems. I was always bloated, and that caused me to be lethargic, and everyone was blaming it on detox and food that I ate in the past and stuff like that. And I wanted to sleep all the time, like 10 hours a day. And I don't know, I reached out for help and everyone just kept telling me the same thing. And I believed in this diet so much, and I wanted to be part of the club. Whoa, my hair's crazy. Whoa, sorry. I wanted to be part of the club so much and have the label and be in the community that I was thinking that it wasn't the diet that was causing me problems, but it was something wrong with my body. And my detox period was just taking a longer time than it does for other people. Okay, so in August 2013, I just went for a regular blood test. And what this blood test showed was that my triglycerides were, let me get you the exact number, they were 162. So 162 is pretty high because the cutoff is 114, or some people say it's 150, depending on which measure they use, but it was slightly high and I was a little bit concerned, so I really tried to eat like super clean, like not go out at all and just like do this. And I was always feeling like I needed to cleanse. Like I would do Banana Island or like other mono meal islands or Orange Island, whatever it may be. And no matter how many islands I did and how well I ate, I always felt like there was something wrong with me, and I didn't know how to fix it. So that's why I kept doing these cleanses. And then from August 13th till about like November, I actually ended up gaining 15 pounds. I became overweight. I was always so embarrassed of my body. I thought everyone thought I was like pregnant. I was working in a restaurant, and anytime I would get a good tip, I'd be like, oh my God, they're giving me a good tip because they think I'm pregnant. And like I've had people ask me that, and it sucked. Anyway, so in December, I started seeing an acupuncturist because I thought maybe it would help some kind of imbalances that I was feeling. And the acupuncturist helped energy-wise, but it didn't really help me weight-wise at all. And that's okay. But in March 2014, I decided to go for another blood test to see if anything had changed since I really took the cleanliness of my diet to the next level. So in March, my triglycerides were, let me tell you, 255. So they had gone up almost 100 points since August. So I'm in freak out mode at this point, and I start consulting with Tim Trader. And he gave me a couple points, like he told me to eat a couple Brazil nuts a month and like cut out scallions and whatever. But I didn't make any huge changes to my diet. I was still eating fruit, and I was still eating rice at night almost every day. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I have a thyroid problem. Let me go get tested for a thyroid problem. So I got every test, every blood test on the thyroid. I got every iodine test. Everything came out fine. And this was May 8th, actually. Everything came out fine. But at this point, my triglycerides had shot up to 593. I'm going to say that again. They shot up to 593. Somebody who eats cheeseburgers every day should have those kind of triglycerides, but I was eating freaking fruit, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And by the way, anyone who doesn't know what triglycerides are, please look it up, because I don't want to make this a 2-hour video, but it's obviously imperative that you know what triglycerides are to see why I'm concerned. And then also, my creatine levels were a little low, like the urea creatine levels. Anyway, let's just focus on triglycerides for the point of this video. Okay, so in June, I decided, you know what, I need to change things up. And I saw that some people had started doing the starch solution. And it took me so long to like understand that like starch solution is healthier than me eating fruit. Like, how is me eating brown oatmeal for breakfast healthier than my green smoothies that had like 5 bananas and like so much spinach in it? So it took me a long time to come around to it mentally, and I also didn't want to lose my friends and the community and my label. So anyway, in July, I started doing the starch solution, and I instantly felt better. I was eating basically oatmeal for breakfast and lunch and rice for dinner. I didn't count calories either. I started feeling better, and then eventually I felt comfortable enough to add in more fat to my diet, more protein in terms of like beans, more beans and greens. And yeah, so I guess I wouldn't say I'm starch solution still, because I do eat more fat and protein than they recommend. But yeah, I'm kind of doing my own thing now, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So anyway, since the changes I've made, here are my blood tests. I just got them, and my triglycerides are 64. 64. That is amazing. Freaking amazing. So it's about, what, like 500 less than they were in April. So that just goes to show you. And everything else in there was perfect. Like my bun, creatine, urea stuff, all of that was perfect. My hemoglobin actually increased, and I can tell. And I was happy at how amazing these results were, but I wasn't surprised either, because I haven't felt that feeling of I need to cleanse, I need to detox, and blah, 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 blah. And people who've been following me on Instagram, you see my diet hasn't been perfect. I have my tofurkey pizza sometimes, and I'll even have a drink sometimes, and I've been feeling better, which is surprising, right? It doesn't make sense, but the majority of my diet consists of a lot of fresh organic produce. I'm talking like 20 pounds of vegetables a week, which sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that much. And then I still have a decent amount of fruit, probably like 7 pounds of fruit a week. And then I have my starches too. It's just everything's a little less. And then, oh, if I want an avocado a day, I'll have an avocado a day. And I've started adding in like a superfood protein powder called Shakeology every day. And I feel like that's helped me a lot too, which I really wasn't expecting. So all of these things combined, I feel like really helped me lower my triglycerides by myself without I don't have to keep spending on all these doctors. By the way, I forgot to include after I consulted with Tim Trader, I was going to like a naturopathic doctor who sold me like hundreds of dollars worth of supplements that like still didn't help me. Anyway, the point is everything's good now, and I just want to make this message to tell others to follow your intuition and listen to your body, because it's fun to be part of a club, but actually it's more fun to feel good. Oh, and by the way, I've lost that 15 pounds that I gained too, so I'm not afraid of being called pregnant anymore, thank God. And at the end of the day, me gaining weight wasn't healing for me. Me being bloated wasn't healing for me. So maybe it is for you, but it wasn't for me. So I hope that this video will inspire you to pay attention to yourself and be your own diet guru, and don't be afraid of like losing followers or friends or whatever because you're not a label, because those people weren't really your friends to begin with. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me, comment below. Please friend me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram so we can connect more. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Again, sorry about the video quality, and I love you guys. Bye.